Hello friends, today we will start with chapter 5, that is development of surfaces. Okay, so you have chapter 5 or chapter 6, you have got a choice. Either you can go for development of surfaces or isometric projection. Okay, so this is either whichever is easier, you can attempt that. So let us start with development of surfaces. So development is something which we have come across many times, but we have not really given a thought to it. So anything made from paper, plastic, cloth, cardboard, plywood, sheet metal are usually cut from a flat sheet and then folded into desired shape. Okay, so all the particulars like paper, plastic, cloth, cardboard, plywood, sheet metals, you get them, you take a flat sheet of it and then you draw it, you draw the development on it, and then you will fold or roll accordingly. So examples of these are articles like ducts, air conditioner ducts, pipes, big pipes you might have seen, aluminum pipes, air conditioner ducts, say containers like cylinders and all, cupboards, metal furniture, lamp shades, car and ship body, all are made from sheet metals. Okay, so you are going to make them from sheet metal and then you are going to fold them accordingly. So for example, this is a cardboard box. Okay, this is a cardboard box. So we cannot make the box directly. We have got a sheet of cardboard. First we take a sheet of cardboard here, draw the development of this box, and then we'll fold them accordingly and get this. Is it clear? So we need to get a sheet, fold them, draw the development on it, and then get the box. So another simple example is this plastic part. Okay, so this is a plastic container to keep in glasses. So the box is something like this here. Okay, so we are first going to draw the development on one plastic sheet here, and then we'll fold them accordingly to get the container. Then we might do this separately for the upper part and the lower part, and then we might hinge it. Okay, so in some cases you might require to weld to join them. So these are examples. A very common example is our clothes. Our clothes are made from thin sheet of cloth. Okay, thin sheet of cloth which you are all aware of. So the tailor will draw the development on the cloth and then he will cut accordingly to make your shirt, the front part of the shirt, back part of the shirt, and then the sleeves. And then he is going to say join them by using a machine or whatever. Okay, by using a sewing machine. So all car bodies, ship bodies, all are made up of sheets of metal, then folded accordingly to get the required part. So all this, so what is development here? The procedure of unfolding the surface of an object is called developing, and the representation so obtained is called development or developed view. Okay, so it will be more clear when we study this with the example. So now just pay attention here. This is a rectangular prism. Okay, the thickness is 25 mm. The length on this side is, the thickness is 10 mm. Length on this is 25 mm and height is 50 mm. So this is edge A, B, C and D. You are looking from here. A dash is visible, B dash is visible, C dash is not visible, D dash is not visible. So in brackets. So to get this such kind of rectangle prism, I have to draw the development of it. So suppose I have got a sheet metal thin sheet metal of aluminum. You might have seen the sheet metals. People roll them and carry them on vehicles and all. So you take a sheet of it, and then first you should draw the development, then fold accordingly to get this final rectangular prism. So first I'll draw the rectangular prism here. First I have to get a development, then draw on the sheet metal. So this is the drawing that is shown, so that you will fold it accordingly and get the final product. Okay, so now A, B, C, D we have got here. So what should be the total length of the development now? Height is easy. This is 50 mm. But when I cut this open, how much should be the length? How much should be the length? So now it is very simple to calculate. 25 mm from A to B, B to C is 10 mm, C to D is again 25 mm here, and D to A is again 25 mm. So that is how I am going to draw 25 mm from A to B, B to C 10 mm, C to D 25 mm, and D to A 10 mm. So total length is 25 mm plus 10 plus 25 plus 10. So this will be 70 mm. Okay, 70 mm. So so height is 50 mm. So I will draw this rectangle. Okay, so the minimum amount of sheet metal I'll require is 50 mm, and total length of this is 70 mm. So wherever I am going to make a fold, that part I should darken. So this is part A. B I am going to make a fold. So on line B, this should be dark. Again on C, I am going to make a fold to get the prism. So C, I'll make it dark. D again, I have to fold at D. So I will darken. And from D to A. So A will repeat 2 times. When I fold, I will join this end A with this end A, and I will weld it. And I will weld it to get this rectangular prism. Okay, so the start point will always be repeat. Is it clear? We should start with A, end with A. So that is how we get this development of this rectangular part. Okay, so this we are supposed to draw on a sheet metal, cut accordingly, and then fold as required to get the desired shape. Okay. Now if I take an example of this square prism, okay, square prism, say the sides of the base are 10 mm and the slant edge is 25 mm, and the slant edge is 25 mm. So what I will do, I will draw, I'll take an arc of 25 mm, I'll take an arc of radius 25 mm at a particular appropriate place. I will draw an arc. Okay, so that is of the slant height. Then 10 mm 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on that arc, I'll start, say I'll mark the end point as A here. So I will take 10 mm radius and I will cut it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 10 mm A to B I get, A to B, B to C is again 10 mm, C to D is again 10 mm, D to A is again 10 mm. See, again see, I have got A and A. So I will fold it at B, I will fold it at C, I will fold it at D, and then join A to A, and I will weld this part so that I will be able to get a rectangular pyramid. So these problems will be more clearer once we are solving them step by step. Okay, so now you can see here's another example. This is of a funnel. A funnel is used to pour oil and all. The upper part is made up of part of a cone, not complete cone, just see, and the lower part is a cylinder. So to make a funnel, when I cut this open, the upper part will be something like this, and the lower part cylinder is something like this. So once I draw this, I will fold and weld. Similarly for the cylinder, I will fold and I will attach to the base. So how to do this, we will understand in steps. Okay, so this is the why development information is necessary is because especially when you are dealing with metals and all, sheet metal, the suppose to get this rectangular prism, the entire cost of this, getting the raw material, labor and all, say it costs me about 100 rupees. Okay, metals are, the raw material is so costly that up to 60 to 70 rupees is of the raw material itself, of the sheet metal. 100 rupees is the total cost including labor or whatever, but 60 to 70 rupees is of the raw material. Raw materials are so costly, so I have to make minimum use of the raw material. To make this rectangular prism, I should not take very big metal sheet and make up a small part of it. So this is necessary for this, that I make minimum use so that wastage is limited. So there are two reasons to study development. One is to draw this uncut part and to use minimum raw material as possible. So this, even for a tailor and all, to make a shirt, he is going to make limited use of the cloth. He is not going to take 10 meters of cloth to make one shirt. Okay, whatever minimum amount is required, in that only he has to complete, so that the cost will be less. So that is the main reason why we should study development, to make minimum use of the material, and second one is to get the development so that you can fold or sieve or whatever depending upon the final product. Okay, so this is the basic part. The idea will be more clearer as and when we solve the problems. So problems I will show it in next video.